This is All India Radio. Radioscope, the National Science Magazine program.
Hello and a warm welcome to the New Year's first edition of the National Science Magazine, Radioscope. What makes it even more special is the date of broadcast, right on the occasion of our 76th Republic Day. Heartiest greetings to all our listeners. I'm Manoj Mainkar. It goes without saying that this special moment offers us an opportunity to sit back and reflect on the immense contribution of our scientists, particularly during the last 2 centuries in shaping a great nation. Or should we say, our scientists across millennia. Since the contribution of Indian scientists since ancient times has been acknowledged the world over, especially branches such as mathematics, healthcare, metallurgy, mining, chemistry, construction art and technology, astrophysics can boast of quite a few prominent names over the past 2000 to 2500 years. The ongoing Mahakumbh 2025 at Prayagraj is but an example of the confluence of aspects of science and culture manifested so seamlessly in our long-standing traditions. When India attained independence in 1947, it was this collective journey that saw her in good stead in the realm of science and technology. By the time India became a republic, she had started taking strides in this field by leaps and bounds. We truly owe a lot to many dedicated men and women of science who, despite the shackles of an alien rule, strived relentlessly in the pursuit of scientific research and created a firm footing for future generations. On Republic Day, here's an interesting insight into our Constitution. Our Constitution, which came into force 75 years ago, is unique in ways more than one. It is possibly the only constitution in the world that explicitly refers to developing a scientific temper as a fundamental duty in consonance with the national ethos. Young people would do well to go through Article 51A of our Constitution. Coming back to contemporary times, the last decade or so has witnessed an exponential boost in terms of advancement in the field of science, technology and innovation. India has kept herself abreast with the latest that's happening in the world today. If the number of research scholars and patents could be considered a benchmark, the Republic is on the right track. And if you touch upon the Republic Day parade and the cultural pageant on Kartavya Path, it's only heartwarming to see a special glint in the spectators' eyes whenever tableaus depicting India's progress in myriad branches of science and technology cross by. More power to our scientific temper. Stay tuned to Radioscope, the National Science Magazine. We commence with excerpts of an exclusive interview with Secretary, Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, Dr. Rajesh S. Gokhale. The subject, did you ask? Well, the future of biotech in India.
We are privileged to have with us today Dr. Rajesh Sudhir Gokhale, the Secretary, Department of Biotechnology. So thank you very much for sparing your valuable time and speaking to Akashvani. Sir, can you tell us about the achievements of the Department of Biotechnology since 2014?
First of all, thank you very much for having me on this show. Actually, it's my pleasure to be part of this show on the radio. I think Department of Biotechnology, first of all, maybe let me give you a background, is a rather unique department in Government of India actually. It started in 1987 and not very many countries have this unique department as part of governmental endeavors. In fact, in India was one of the few countries that had it. Since 2014, it's been a transformative time for our department's time. This government has played colossal amount of role in trying to enhance the many facets of Department of Biotechnology actually. Primarily, we are in the business of promoting excellence and innovation-driven discovery research and entrepreneurship in biotechnology and modern biology. And what we really try to do is one of the key aspects is to boost biotech research in the country, to create world-class research labs, facilities, such that they help scientists make breakthroughs in areas like healthcare, agriculture, and environment. And that's been our major achievement actually. Our labs are state-of-the-art labs, laboratories in the country, and there are 15 of them spread all across the major metros in the country. They're really top-notch in technological perspective. So we are very competitive internationally in terms of doing these kind of activities. And much of the credit goes to this government for facilitating, providing funding, providing good support and environment around this. Also, what was incredible actually, what happened was the COVID times. And it's been an eye-opener for, several of us who work in healthcare related sectors actually. And, what Department of Biotechnology was given an opportunity was to lead a program called Mission COVID Suraksha. It was really departments, credit to departments in the department and scientific community all together, which came together to really put together their, all the energies, knowledge and all the competence together to make sure that we come out winner. Today the country can be proud to say that, everybody used to worry what will happen to the country with 1.4 billion population. How would you vaccinate people? How do you test people?
And we achieved that in record time.
Not only that, we actually took this opportunity to develop every single vaccine platform that is now internationally available, whether it's a subunit vaccine, DNA vaccine, RNA vaccine, or nasal vaccine, or complete viral particle vaccine. Now, these are all the platforms that are available internationally. Now, Indian companies are on the top of the technological prowess. And this is not just discovery phase, but even the manufacturing component of it is very, very good. So I think this has somehow enhanced India's image. And now you can say we are the world leaders in vaccinology actually, and obviously much of the credit goes to the vaccine development is one aspect, but you require animal models, immunogenicity assays, testing facilities, various bioassays needs to be done. Now all of these done in various institutions that are coordinated in the government of India. So it was a rather unique case of how people came together to build and come out as a very successful out of this entire ecosystem. And I think this is something that India is very proud of actually. And I think all the energy that has been spent in setting up these things have really given value to the country actually. And I think that's where department feels proud about. I mean, of course, we don't want such events to happen very often. Because that's not what we are looking forward to. But it's the kind of, as you said, you seize the opportunity.
So can you just throw a little light on the Genome India project?
The Genome India has been a rather spectacular project in terms of how to put together whole genomes of 10,000 individual humans of our country and a comprehensive catalogue of unique diversity of what exists in our country have been put together. So as you know, from a point of view of anthropological point of view, there are all sorts of different people are there in our country, different parts of our country have different kind of races, different ethnicities.
Yes.
Now many of us have variety of, marriages and other kind of conjugal aspect of has happened. So this has resulted in a gene pool that is very unique and very, very diverse of our countries actually. It represents Caucasians, it represents Mongoloids, it represents Dravidians, it represents Aryans, mixed communities actually. So our country has this unique character and cultures, and this has been put together in a genome. 10,000 genomes of these people have been collected over the places and sampled around and have been sequenced and put together as a comprehensive database that is now available for researchers to use. This database consists of people who are healthy population. So therefore this gives what you would call a baseline population of a country of what is an healthy individual is actually.
Right.
Because as you would know that each genome consists of 3 in 10 power 8 bases. So it's a rather very, very large repository actually. And I would correct 3 billion bases actually. Each human genome has 3 billion bases actually. And so 3 billion bases for 10,000 people is now deposited in what we call Indian Biological Data Center, that is set up as a primary raw data center present over here in India, which is in Faridabad in one of the DBT institutions actually. And on the top of this now, what we will do is we will try to do genomics that is related to disease biases. So for example, now you look at people who are having cancers, people who are having diabetes, people who are having rare diseases, cohort populations. So you can identify these mutations that are then prevailing in the population and then correlate it to it actually. And then there are technologies that are emerging, like one of the technologies that what we call CRISPR-Cas technologies actually, which are genome editing technologies, where you can go back and modify the genomes of the individuals with precision. And these are going to be transformative medicine practices that will completely change the paradigm. And I think what India is ready now, and with this government's very forward-looking approach, that we are now ready to take plunge into these larger areas of success stories actually. And this is one of the key success stories. So I think it's a great futuristic roadmap for our country and provides how we would like to progress in all the three fronts: scientific front, industrial front and societal front, to make sure our country is really, secured for future generations.
Dr. Rajesh Gokhale, Secretary, Department of Biotechnology, we thank you once again, sir, for joining us and talking to us at length about the important events that will take India to becoming a Viksit Bharat by 2047. Thank you for talking to Akashvani.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
The future of biotech in India. Wasn't that interesting? The combo of nature with technology has already done wonders, as you just heard in the words of Secretary, Department of Biotechnology, Dr. Rajesh S. Gokhale. In conversation with him was Kaushik Roy. And now is the time to celebrate a premier institution of ours, IMD, India Meteorological Department, one of the oldest national institutions of the country, recently celebrated 150 years of coming into being. It is one institution which probably has some connection or the other with every activity, nay, every aspect of our lives. Let's attempt a glimpse at IMD's facets through an active audio-guided tour by none other than DG IMD, Dr. Mrityunjay Mahapatra. A brief note on the genesis.
India Meteorological Department complete 150 years of its establishment on 15 January 2025. The journey of India Meteorological Department commenced with an objective to provide warning against the large-scale weather events like cyclones, floods and droughts. But over the years, with the establishment in 1875, India Meteorological Department enlarged its responsibilities and duties. It commenced with enhancing its meteorological observations across the country. While it was only 77 observational centers in 1875. Now we have got 550 manned observational centers in the country today.
A short mention on the activities of IMD.
We started with only 77 observatories, now we have got 550 observatories which are manned. But now the age of automation, and we cannot limit ourselves only to only 550 considering the large size of the country and the requirement of the data in this data-driven world now. So, India Meteorological Department has ventured into establishing the automated weather stations. Now there are more than 1500 automated weather stations established by IMD itself across the country. Also, there are many AWS established by the state governments, research and academic bodies. Also, we have got automated rain gauges.
The way ahead for IMD, the challenges.
So there are now 6,100 rain gauges which are being used for monitoring the weather and rainfall on day-to-day basis. To supplement these ground truth which are taken with the help of these manned and automated weather stations, we have the remotely sensed observation. Because India is such a country which has Himalayas to the north, Bay of Bengal to the east, Arabian Sea to the west, Indian Ocean to the south. Also you have got the Thar Deserts, we have got Garo-Khasi Jaintia Hills, you have got Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, where you are the data sparse region. You cannot afford to have the observations by the human beings. So therefore we go for the satellites. With the beginning, when this Tyros 1 satellite came off in 1960, we were donated one receiver by USA in December 1963. From that day onwards, we started utilizing the satellite observation of the clouds. It is in imagery form. And now we've got the data form. And major breakthrough came again in 1974 with launching of geostationary satellites in the globe. And in 1982-83, there was a major breakthrough by India when Indian national satellite came off. And we got more frequent data. Now we have got 2 in INSAT series of satellites, INSAT 3DR, INSAT 3DS, providing image every 15 minutes and also the meteorological data. And apart from that, we came up with the radar. The first radar came up in Dam, Kolkata in 1953, and an indigenous radar was developed and came into existence in 1958 in Safdarjung, New Delhi. We came up with 1970s the cyclone detection radar. 11 cyclone detection radars were established all along east and west coast, so that in 1970s beginning there was no missing of cyclones hitting any Indian coast. Then in 90s we came up with the thunderstorm radars. In between there are different radars. The Doppler radar came in 2002. One Doppler radar was first established in Chennai, and now you will be happy to know that we have got around 40 radars across the country covering 85% of the area. Right. And also we have the plan, already supply order is issued to establish 34 more radars. So by end of 2025 or beginning of 2026, we will have total 73 radars in the country, not only covering the entire area, but also providing the redundancy and also providing the focus on the hilly areas, focus on the urban areas, etc. Apart from that, it is a continuous process to upgrade enhancing observation systems. Mission Motion, which has been taken up and declared by the government, there also we are planning 53 radars more. So total 126 radars will be there in the country, and it will be better than any leading country in the world.
A reference to some achievements and progress.
You will be happy to know that the first rainfall map was prepared in 1878, and first forecast on Indian monsoon rainfall during June to September was issued in 1886. In 1923, we gave the second form of long-range forecast of monsoon based on the Southern Oscillation Index. Thereafter, the search went on. Many statistical correlation regression methods were developed. In 1988, a 16-parameter model was developed to predict the monsoon seasonal rainfall. It was followed by again the various forms of statistical regressions. Major breakthrough came in 2012 when a dynamical coupled model forecasting system was developed under the monsoon mission, and this gave to the dynamical forecasting system of monsoon rainfall during the season June to September. Then India went further. In 2017, IMD introduced operational dynamic model-based forecast not only for the country as a whole but for the entire distribution of rainfall in the season. In 2021, we came up with another advancement. I'll say it is a major breakthrough where we provided the forecast of rainfall for the different parts of the country for the season, indicating which area will get or which state will get or which district will get above normal or below normal rainfall during June to September. Then we went one step further. We provided forecast for each month. In the month of June, July, August, September, and the season as a whole. It was updated every month. In the beginning of the month, we give the forecast for the ensuing month and then the season. Then we did not limit to monsoon season only. It continued for all months and all seasons. Now, this forecast of seasonal forecast, monthly forecast is followed by an extended range forecast. That is a forecast issued every Thursday for the next 4 weeks. It helps to identify the wet spells or dry spells or the heavy rainfall spell during next 4 weeks. To follow it up, we have got the short to medium range forecast of monsoon rainfall. It is issued every day, 4 times from the headquarters, twice in a day from our state meteorological centers. Forecast is issued for next 7 days. It provides the area of occurrence of heavy rainfall, intensity of heavy rainfall at the district level and also location specific level. To follow it up on the day of occurrence of rainfall, we provide the nowcast, the very short range forecast valid for next 3 hours, issued every hour or every 3 hours. So therefore there is a seamless forecasting system for monsoon rainfall now, and his forecast accuracy has also improved by 40 to 50% in the short to medium range. That means up to 5 days forecast. If I just look at for heavy rainfall warning, it has improved by 40 to 50% in recent decade.
That was a short feature tracing facets of the India Meteorological Department, featuring DG IMD Dr. Mrityunjay Mahapatra. At the outset, we referred to India's pursuit of scientific research since ancient times. All documented knowledge in those fields are part of our rich heritage. To promote Department of Science and Technology's Science and Heritage Research Initiative at the global level, a special function was recently held at Prithvi Bhavan, New Delhi. We bring you curated excerpts. Dr. Abhay Karandikar, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology.
Our country has been known globally for its extensive geographical, cultural and linguistic diversity, which makes it exceptional worldwide, and we call it Incredible India. But India also has rich intellectual heritage in Vedic times, not only in arts and culture, but also in sciences, particularly in astronomy, in chemistry, in material science, in architecture, and of course in Ayurveda. The SHRI program was initiated 5 years years back, vision to emphasize the interdisciplinary cutting edge research and also to initiate the evidence-based research to demonstrate and establish the facts in our ancient texts. We also initiated in the DST a SHRI cell on the 75th Independence Day. We have set up 4 centers of excellence. One is in IIT Madras, which is Indian Heritage in Digital Space. Another one is in CSIR's IHPT lab in traditional and contemporary foods, and in the CSIR CBRI for the Indian heritage structures, particularly looking at the architectural aspects, and digital Takshashila at IIT Hyderabad. One of the most important projects has been this developing the Sanskrit dictionary in Deccan College in association with CDAC. This is one of the largest dictionary projects, I should say, and where the DST's support has been to digitize this entire dictionary. We are here to celebrate not only the achievements of the various projects which were sponsored, but also undertake discussions and deliberations in a brainstorming session to see how to take this program further and how to strengthen this initiative.
Vaidya Rajesh Katoch, Secretary, Ministry of Ayush.
When we look at these 5 years of science and heritage research initiatives, I could see one thing, that there is a fusion of science and heritage. Our heritage are largely science. Like if we look at the architecture or ancient art and ancient Ayurveda, all based on some or the other scientific principles. So this initiative actually is establishing or re-establishing the scientific aspects of this heritage. As far as Ministry of Ayush is concerned, it's a new ministry in Government of India. Only in 2014 it was established with the aim of reviving and promoting the rich knowledge of ancient medical sciences and ensuring the comprehensive development and dissemination of Ayush systems of healthcare. As an integral part of India's cultural heritage, Ayurveda has been passed down through generations of thousands of years. It reflects the country's history, beliefs and understanding of health and is recognized globally for its holistic approach of well-being. I would like to mention that Ministry of Ayush is leading this AI in Traditional Medicine initiative under the WHO ICE International Telecom Union joint initiative of AI in health. So there is a vertical of AI in traditional medicine, and also developing digital platforms for knowledge dissemination and study ancient tools and formulations. Looking ahead, there lies an immense potential for integrating Ayush sciences into the future endeavors. I am confident the collaboration between the Ministry of Ayush and Department of Science and Technology will pave the way for transforming this interdisciplinary collaboration, research and innovation.
Dr. Ravichandran, Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences.
In our field, especially in earth science, it already started maybe from the Aryabhatta. First Aryabhatta started this mass, zero and decimal system. Then later on, it has started with the Bhaskara on various items related to calculus. So without calculus, I think our meteorological forecast or ocean forecast cannot be done. You all may be knowing that Samudra Manthan, that is also 5th BC, Samudra Manthan, but now we are talking about blue economy. Samudra Manthan is nothing but basically harnessing the ocean, both living and non-living resources sustainably, how to bring the resources to the mankind. Similarly, now we are talking about blue economy to harness the ocean, not only from energy, but also food, water, and also ecosystem health. And definitely even Ministry of Earth Science also will be happy to partner with such type of collaboration to bring the old knowledge into the new.
Dr. Jitendra Singh, Honorable Union Minister of State, Independent Charge for Science and Technology.
India is one of the oldest civilizations in the world. None other country has as such a huge and a voluminous repository as we have, nearly 5 million manuscripts, and added to that also the manuscripts on the banana leaves, which means that our interest in academics and research possibly began before the paper was available to take it down. We have 3,696 protected monuments, but the value of all this and the constructive initiative to synergize our traditional knowledge with cutting-edge technology of the contemporary times actually began, I have no hesitation to say, after 2014. Our biggest advantage was to have the head of the state, someone like Prime Minister Modi, who was simultaneously reiterating his emphasis on traditional knowledge as well as the most modern technology. And it was also during these last 10 years that we have tried to also modernize the methods of preservation of our traditional knowledge. If you are seriously aiming and scientifically aiming to reach 2047, you have to follow global strategies. You have to follow global benchmarks. And you have to not only do that, you also have to appear to have done. And to appear to have done, then you have to earn their acceptance. And for that, we have to follow certain methodologies. And I'm glad now we are proceeding in that way. We'll have more of an ecosystem. Where Prime Minister has given us a beautiful model of this ecosystem. So we have to just change our mindset and open up to that. If I am able to do so, I think that is the right way to move forward in the direction of the Viksit Bharat. I think we have a greater responsibility as those belonging to scientific fraternity. I hope we will not feel complacent after what we have done today. This will be a launching pad for more to come.
SHRI, the Science and Heritage Research Initiative, is sure to act as a productive bridge between the seemingly unfathomable spectrum of India's relentless pursuit of excellence in the field of basic sciences, emerging technologies, and the spirit of innovation spanning millennia, seamlessly dovetailing with modern-day progress equally. The unstoppable flow of time, coupled with its rather cruel ravages, spares none. All that is left is a faint reminder of a life well lived. In some cases, a life devoted to the pursuit of science, coupled with a sense of service towards the security of the country. One such karmayogi was the noted nuclear scientist Rajgopala Chidambaram, former principal scientific advisor to the Government of India. He played a stellar role in India's nuclear program, be it in 1974 or 1998. We as a nation owe a lot to him. Heartfelt tributes to Rajgopala Chidambaram, Padma Vibhushan. The month of January also reminds us of the immense contribution of Dr. Homi Bhabha, Dr. Gyan Chandra Ghosh and Dr. Raja Ramanna. Vidushi Vats lends befitting words to the life and times of Dr. Homi Bhabha through the lens of his dedication towards nation building.
Homi Bhabha, the father of Indian nuclear physics, a story that continues to inspire generations of scientists, was born on October 30th, 1909 in Bombay to a family deeply rooted in Parsi culture. His fascination with science began early, encouraged by his parents. Bhabha's academic excellence led him to Cambridge University, where he earned the prestigious Isaac Newton studentship, paved the way for his groundbreaking research in theoretical physics, particularly in quantum mechanics and nuclear physics. His research on electron-positron scattering, famously known as Bhabha scattering, opened new doors in particle physics and continues to influence high-energy physics and cosmology today. His work in nuclear science laid the foundation for India's nuclear energy program, positioning India as a rising force in atomic research and peaceful energy use. His life is a testament to the boundless possibilities of human curiosity, and his legacy will forever inspire us to dream bigger, live creatively, and strive for a better future. Let Homi Bhabha's story remind us all of the power of science, art, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge.
That was Vidushi Vats, expressing in a nutshell the invaluable contribution of Dr. Homi Bhabha. That brings us to the conclusion of this special edition of the National Science magazine, Radioscope. On Republic Day 2025, let's pledge together that we shall strive to foster the spirit of scientific temper. Let's keep the flame of science and reasoning aglow, lit up so endearingly by our scientific fraternity over the millennia, aptly resulting in, say, ISRO's latest ventures. This is Manoj Mainkar, your narrator, signing off. Production, Nitish Arora. Tactical support, Dilip Jha, Akashvani Delhi. A presentation of a Central English Features Unit. This broadcast came to you from Akashvani Delhi.